What think you of a Declaration of Rights? Should not such a thing have preceded the model? In the summer of 1787, I was not in America. I was in England, serving as the first Minister Plenipotentiary to the Court of St. James, or to put it plainly, an ambassador. Though I was not in Philadelphia in 1787, years earlier I had drafted a constitution for Massachusetts, and I had included in that document a declaration of our rights from the very beginning, because I believe that our liberties should be respected and remembered. Or, to borrow from my wife, all men would be tyrants if they could. But I was not again part of the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, and when they completed their Constitution in 1787, they did not include a declaration or a Bill of Rights. But that was not the end of it, of course, because this is not a monarchy. No, instead, it was just the beginning, and that draft of the Constitution had to go to the states for their approval. And from Massachusetts to Virginia, there was one strong objection throughout: a lack of a declaration or a Bill of Rights. Now, when I received a draft of the Constitution, I was very pleased to find a number of ideas that I had scratched out in my eye in letters to my fellow congressmen, what later became a pamphlet known as Thoughts on Government. You might have heard of it. But many of the ideas that I had put forward were apparently on the minds of those in the Constitutional Convention. Particularly the inclusion of a bicameral legislature with a balance between representation by state and representation by populace. But most importantly, the inclusion of a third branch of government, an independent judiciary. But there was no Bill of Rights. As with independence itself, compromise was necessary to persuade the varying opinions on our nation's frame of government. But as I wrote to Mr. Jefferson, I still hoped the Constitution would be adopted, and amendments made at a more convenient opportunity. Although convenience was not the thought on many minds of those who had put together the Constitution. James Madison was reticent to include any sort of amendment. Alexander Hamilton seemed to believe that if the document did not expressly forbid you from having the right, then you automatically had the right. But on the other side were those such as my colleague Elbridge Gerry, who sincerely believed that Bills of Rights were necessities, and refused to even approve of the Constitution until he had assurances that they would be included. And, well, it only took about 2 years, and eventually Madison provided a list of amendments, and after strong deliberations the Congress chose 12 of them, and eventually 10 were chosen by the states. And thusly, a Bill of Rights was provided to the people, and I had the pleasure of signing my name as President of the Senate and Vice President of the United States. But it was necessary, a necessary compromise to ensure that our rights would be respected, and hopefully you're still making good use of them. I am asked to request that you like, comment, subscribe, and tap the Liberty Bell, and I wish you a good day.